Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Prime Real Estate Ric. Once again, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you are looking to buy, sell, invest in residential or commercial real estate in the greater Houston area or anywhere in the great state of Texas, I urge you to stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. I want to give a shout out to our newest sponsor, ShopEliteStyle.com. If you're looking for the finest in men's and women's hats and fedoras or designer sunglasses, please visit our newest sponsor at ShopEliteStyle.com. As always, my co-host is not only an author, serial entrepreneur, Texas real estate broker, but he is also known as the Texas Real Estate King. And as always, I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience my co-host, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Thank you, Rick. I'm that guy. Everything he just said, I'm that.
Hey, man, good to see you this week,
too,
bro.
man. You too. I always enjoy the opening, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm here. We're here today. We have some guests that are going to be amazing today, Rick. I don't think the people understand what they are in store for.
This is our first Prime Real Estate Network Brokers Roundtable today.
Yeah. That's powerful, man.
Super powerful. I'm really excited because this is the first opportunity we've had to have three leaders, three real estate brokers on the show at the same time, because I think that a lot of aspiring agents and new agents don't really get a lot of initial information about how to choose a brokerage, what to look for in a broker, and what it is that they really need as a real estate agent as far as building their own personal brand in their business from that standpoint. So to have three opinion makers, taste makers, and leaders in the real estate industry, I think is very, very powerful.
Yes, sir. I agree.
So I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience first. She is the principal broker and owner of Elite Real Estate Services. She's also been a successful agent, and she also has successful other brands and other business adventures as well. So I would like to first introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Miss Jami Bertrand.
Hi.
Thank you, Jami, for being with us today. And then our other guest is also a principal broker and owner. She owns the Ramonica Caldwell Real Estate Group. She's also an author and also an entrepreneur as well. So I would like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience our second guest, Miss Ramonica Caldwell.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And thank you, Ms. Caldwell, for being with us today. Now, we got to get down straight to business because I want to make sure we let everyone know that today I am surrounded by three bosses. No, because I think a lot of times, especially in real estate, agents don't always know who the buck stops with.
Right.
And I want everyone who's met you, who knows you or have done business with you before, to understand that you are actually the founders and owners of your real estate brokerages. So first things first, and I'll ask this question to you, Jami. What have you found has been the most fulfilling part about being a broker and running your own organization?
The most fulfilling part, I can say, is being able to maneuver the real estate industry in a way that I see fit, or that's the most lucrative. I'm not pigeonholed. If I wanted to do development, if I want to do commercial, residential, property management, I'm able to do that.
I think that's super important because I think a lot of times as real estate professionals, we don't understand how many aspects there are in the real estate industry. And as a broker, you have the autonomy to decide where you would like to lead your organization, down what path. So I think that's something that as a broker, most people don't understand, that when you're choosing a brokerage, you have to have an idea of the vision of your leader
Yes.
so that you can have an idea of where he or she wants to take the organization. And I have the same question for you, Ms. Caldwell. Since you've been leading your organization and founded your brokerage, what have you found as the biggest value and the most intrinsic thing that's helped you feel better about the decision and moving forward as an entrepreneur?
Yep. So before starting my brokerage, I was actually kind of a little bit torn between if I should start my own thing or if I should go work with one of the bigger firms. So I actually did, when I got my broker's license, go work with a larger office. And when I did that, I realized it was pretty much very similar to being just an agent. So I felt like at the brokership level, it wasn't necessarily what I wanted. So I wanted to be able to grow my business. So I think that I agree with what Jami said, is that being a broker allows you more freedom, more independence, and more authority to be able to do the type of things that you want to do and conduct business the way that you want to conduct it, because real estate is a very vast industry. There are many, many things that you can do within the industry. And if you're in an office where they restrict you, where you can't do commercial transactions, or if you do them, you have to fall up under this policy or procedure, then it sort of limits what you can do. So I felt like for me, I wanted to be able to have my own office and be able to sort of run a business the way that I wanted to run a business and not necessarily under anybody else's leadership.
You know, it's funny because Larry and I have discussed this before. I think one of the greatest values in running your own brokerage is that you can decide which teammates to add to your team.
Yeah.
So this question is for both of you ladies, and I'll start with you first, Jami. When you're building your team, what is it that you're looking for as far as potential teammates or people that are of like mind that you may want to be involved with professionally and business-wise?
So my brokerage have evolved since I've started. I started in 2014. At first, I was taking any agent that wanted to hang their license with me.
Yeah, it's going to evolve. No doubt.
And that didn't work out so well. So now I call it an investor-friendly brokerage. So like I mentioned, we develop homes, we build homes, we have Noel Luxury Homes as our home building company. So the agents that would join us are people who are already doing some type of real estate transaction. They may be wholesaling, they may be flipping, and they just want to get their license to kind of keep some of their commissions in their pocket. That's the brokerage. Those are the agents that I'm looking for.
Okay.
More investor agents.
So those that are actually servicing clients from a real estate perspective, but also have a focus on real estate investing and building their
Correct.
own nest eggs as well.
Correct.
I think, Larry, how
Some
many
strong
brokers
niche.
have
That's
we
a
met
strong
that
niche.
have actually, right, exactly. Like
That's a
that's a
strong
niche
niche.
that I think is definitely underserved.
Yes.
And have you found that there have been quite a few agents that have been in need of somebody that can provide that type of flexibility?
There are a lot, and a reason I decided that that's the route that I wanted to rebrand is because, that's why I got my license, really, is because we were real estate investing, and I didn't want to give someone 50% of that. So we have friendlier fees than the larger brokerages, and we don't have the restrictions that they give you. Some of them allow you to sign on, but you may not be able to sell your own property, or you may be able to have to outsource that or give a referral fee, on those transactions. So that's why I decided that's the route that I wanted to take.
And I want to ask you the same question, Ms. Caldwell. What are you looking for as far as potential teammates or those that want to be added as part of your lineup of super successful agents?
Yes. So it actually took me a while before I really decided what type of real estate agents that I wanted. So I definitely want people that are very hungry. I want people that are able to be coached. So I am looking to actually build a real estate company. So I just came to this realization, once you get your license or any entrepreneurship opportunity, you start thinking about, okay, where do I really want this thing to go? So I've been really, really, really thinking about that. So I would like to be a big basically independent firm. I want to be able to have offices not only in Houston, but also in my hometown. I have a lot of family members that have been talking to me about real estate. So I want to create a company where I can create opportunity for others. So ideally what my brokerage looks like, it looks like a large company, but sort of with a smaller company feel. So I want agents that are wanted to come and work on as a team. I don't want a whole bunch of people that want to try to come to me and start to build their own name and their own brand. I do want individuals that are going to come and help build the company name and the company brand. And what I want them to do is take on a leadership role and start their own division or department of the business, or go start another office. So those are the type of people that I'm looking for. People that have an entrepreneur spirit, but can really benefit from having a strong leader in place and can take direction and go grow their own thing without necessarily trying to come and be the boss of the organization.
I appreciate your candor because I think it's a rare glimpse inside a broker's vision board. I don't think a lot of brokers like yourself have always been as candid and transparent with their vision for where they're taking the office. It's almost like you'll schedule a meeting, and that's where you start to share your ideas after you've already confirmed and made decisions and commitments. But being able to provide the members of your team now and those who are aspiring to be members to have an idea of where this ship is sailing, I think it's absolutely invaluable, Mr. Brooks.
That's powerful, because when you really think about it, like, instead of playing around and just taking it, like, we all started out where we were just like, come on, I'm opening these floodgates. I need y'all to help pay some of these bills. Let me get these fees out of you.
But listen,
To starting to narrow that headache down, because that's what it turns into. That one-sided headache get to working all the way around to a mean migraine. So, because we've identified kind of our niche as well. So the biggest difference between where we're at is headed by two brokers. So you're gonna have access to myself, or you're gonna have access to Michael. But what we've decided to do is to do more coaching. So we're bringing them in, and we're like, okay, you're a new agent. Much like you said, you have to be teachable and coachable. As long as you're teachable and coachable, we can find a way to work with you if you're open-minded. Now, we're not going to let you walk in and just, you're going to go to the stars. We're going to keep this thing real reasonable for you.
Exactly.
And so, like, it's one of the craziest things I was telling Rick when we were getting ready to do the show. I was like, you're going to have different mindsets of brokers, bosses on the show today. And so it's amazing that we're sitting here and we have 3 different concepts on how that should work. And it's simply because we've had our experiences. We know what we want. We know what would have worked for us as brokers. I mean, as agents coming into this industry. And so it's just the times that we live in, man. So I'm excited. I love when we have our tables like this.
And that's what I'm saying, because I want to make sure, Larry, we can make a commitment to do things like this more often, is having those true decision makers. Because I think a lot of times when you're in a leadership position, you have to be careful about how much of the behind the scenes information that you disclose publicly for legal issues and things like that, because you don't want to commit to something before it's actually in place. But I think right now, what would best serve those in the real estate community is having an idea of where this person's brokerage is going. Is this something that matches up with my goals and my vision board? So we're going to take a short break, but when we get back, I want to speak to both of you ladies about upcoming projects, everything that's going on in your companies that you're super excited about. Because, of course, there's some things that are coming up that I think the city of Houston would greatly benefit from, and I think a lot of our viewers and listeners would really love to take advantage of. So if you don't mind, when we come back, I'd like to talk to both of you ladies about that. Mr. Brooks, when we get back, I want to also discuss some of the things that we have going on with Brooks and Davis as well.
Sounds good.
Because, I mean, we're at that time of the year where it's buying season.
And party season. And party season, I'm sorry. That's
and
what
party
I
season.
And party season.
So we're going to take a short break to hear a message from our sponsors. Please stay tuned to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We'll be. This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area, and you find yourself falling in love with a home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. I urge you to follow me on social media at Prime Real Estate Rick. You can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate in the greater Houston area or anywhere in the great state of Texas, please stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. And if you're looking for the finest in men's and women's hats and fedoras, please visit our newest sponsor at shopelitestyle.com. Before we took our first break, we were discussing the real estate market in general and here in the greater Houston area with both of our guests. They are both brokers and owners of their own real estate brokerages. First, we have from the Elite Real Estate Services, Miss Jami Bertrand, and we also have the principal broker from Ramonica Caldwell Real Estate Group, Miss Ramonica Caldwell. But before we go back to our guests, I want to talk to Mr. Brooks. Cool thing about working with you, Larry, is that you've been active in the real estate market for so long that your network and your power network is
Keep
so
it young,
strong. No, absolutely. So could you please share with the audience what binds you and our two guests today?
Well, you know, the funny thing is because I've been in the industry 18 years, and so I've had an opportunity just to come across great and like-minded people. And so when you meet great and like-minded people, you build relationships and you keep up with those relationships. And not only that, being active in the Houston Association of Realtors and being active in TRLP, which is a leadership program that we all went through.
Right.
Now, me and Jami are a part of 2015 Best Class
The
Ever.
best class ever.
Best class ever. and so it's just to show you though. But when you're taking this, I say that because when you meet a broker, you want to know that they're taking this as a serious career,
Yes.
and if they are, then they're in leadership roles throughout our city, throughout our state, and things like that, and they're participating in organizations like TRLP, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
2015.
Yep, best class ever.
Nah, it's super cool because both of you ladies, your organizations are flourishing and you're expanding and you're doing so many things that are so powerful right now in the greater Houston area that I want to give both of you the opportunity to speak about both of those activities and projects that you're heading up with our audience. So first with you, Ms. Bertrand, can you speak to our audience about what's coming up on the horizon for Elite Real Estate Services?
Well, yes. Well, again, we are accepting seasoned agents only. But we also have a division of Elite Real Estate Services. Actually, it's a sister company, I like to call it, Noel Luxury Homes. So we are home builders, and we develop in areas like Sunnyside. We just completed a project, but that's under contract. It's no longer, there you are. But it's sold. Thank God. We just put it on the market and got a contract on it. But we also closed on some land. We have 3 2-story townhomes coming, and we have another project in the works for 9 3-story townhomes.
Okay, so for those people who don't want to live in the super outskirts of Harris County and
Yes.
want to be a little bit more centrally located, this is something that'll work out perfectly
Yes.
for them.
Affordable luxury is what we call it.
Affordable luxury. So as far as this project getting started, when can consumers and the audience expect to see some construction activity or groundbreaking?
So for the 2-story townhomes, we can look for August for groundbreaking of those, the 3 2-story townhomes. For the 3-story townhomes, we have, they're going to be in the 400s, and that may be fourth quarter. We're still developing on that
And in
deal.
your opinion, would those in the market be best served reaching out to you now to get initial information?
We're definitely
and pricing?
pre-selling, so if you want
Absolutely.
to,
She said we are definitely
put your
pre-selling.
bid in.
Absolutely.
We'll take it.
So absolutely. So thank you so much, because when you're looking for new construction, a lot of times as an agent, you're only as good as your network.
Right.
There are so many home builders and there are so many new communities popping up that I know personally when I'm servicing my buyer clients, knowing people like yourself having an idea of what's coming up on the horizon is invaluable, because as a consumer, you only know what's on hard right now.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
giving people that glimpse into the future, I think would help not only my clients, but any other agents that have buyers and anyone else who's looking into investing in more of that type of product line. So I wanted to ask you, Ms. Caldwell, with your agency, what new and upcoming projects do you have on the horizon that everyone should get excited about?
Absolutely. So we are super, super excited about a project that we have coming up in the 5th Ward community. It is right at the corner of 59 and Liberty Road. It is downtown views. We like to call it classic city living, because it's not very often that you get a chance to actually be able to see the downtown skyline and have a travel of about 7 minutes to work. Our starting price point is going to be $279. It's going to be 2-story homes, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Cool thing about it is we are going to have street parking, so you don't have to worry about being crammed up into those little single family developments that have the tight parking. So that is a huge plus. We also have another project that is in the Trinity Gardens area, and that one is going to be called Bennington Place. The good thing about this one is that it is affordable. It's not as luxurious, but you got to think about, what do you want the most? Do you want to be able to have something that you can afford, or do you want to be able to have something that you're going to have to pay a high ticket price for? So we put that into consideration. Those are going to be 1-story homes, so it's perfect for first-time home buyers, or maybe even seniors that may be living in an area close by. You can contact me for both of those projects.
Absolutely, because anyone who's a Rocket season ticket holder or Astro season ticket holder needs to definitely give you a call, because then they can be
Absolutely.
with almost walking or Uber distance
There you go.
from all the games. And I know a lot of
Exactly.
times, especially when you're going to those games in that area, I've always thought, like, man, it would be nice to just live like across the street from the stadium. Because I know there are people who live in those high rises in Los and they walk to the games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think that is something that's outstanding. I think we would be remiss, Ms. Caldwell, if we didn't discuss your newest book, because you're also an author, entrepreneur, and business owner.
I am.
So could you share with the audience a little bit about your latest book?
Sure. So, should I hold it up?
Please. You better.
I want to stun on y'all, but yes.
You deserve it.
Yeah. So this book is it's called How to Make 6 Figures in Real Estate. So the reason that I wrote this book, not a lot of people ask me, why did I write it? You know, a lot of people talk about having the book. The reason I wrote the book was specifically what you talked about earlier about new agents. So once I started getting more successful in real estate, I had a lot of people that started inboxing me, asking me questions about the real estate industry. So I said, you know what? I'm tired of responding to all these inbox messages. Let me just put something that is in written form where I can actually share out some of the things that made me successful. So that's what this book talks about. It's basically written as an easy guide. It gives you 10 steps, every single thing that I did. So it's not just like something that I just made up, but it's actually what I did to get to where I am. So I encourage all the agents that are new to definitely pick up a copy. If you have a brokerage and you're not focusing on developing your new agents, it's definitely a book that you want to pick up and be able to share with those individuals. And just some of the highlights that it talks about. It talks about understanding the real estate industry. I think that is one of the biggest challenges that people have. They don't really understand the job. You know, they get, and I talk in the book specifically about people wanting to be tour guides instead of professional salespersons, or instead of even a consultant. You got a lot of people that just think their job is to just run and open doors, and it's actually not. It's a little bit more involved and in depth than that. So
I know that's definitely an invaluable education resource, and I urge everyone to reach out to you online, follow you on social media, and get a copy ASAP.
yes, sir.
Now, this question is for both of you ladies, but I'll ask Ms. Jami first, because every week Larry and I like to ask all of our business owners and entrepreneurs.
Let me give a shout out real quick before you do, Rick. I want to thank Mr. Kevin Noop. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. Miss Shelton, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. And those lights and those hand claps you have on there, thank you so much. Yeah.
No, I mean, because I want to ask Ms. Jami, who throughout your entrepreneurial journey and your journey as a businesswoman, who has served as an inspiration? Have there been any professional mentors? As you just reflect on your life, is there anyone who you think might have sparked your interest?
Yes, actually, there is a specific person who sparked my interest. He actually leased me a house when I first moved here back in 2007. And it's David Cole. You guys know David Cole?
Yeah.
No, with kings, all
Yeah.
the kings in the building. Lovely wife.
Yes.
That's
So
what I
David
know.
Cole, and he's still, every now and then he'll send me messages saying, keep going, just messages of encouragement.
Yeah.
And I still, to this day, look up to him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I've just plugged this in since you're talking about it. I've always admired David as well. When I met David when I first got into the building. First got into the business. And one of the things that used to take place a lot back then is they had a lot of title companies had a lot of networking events,
Right.
and at that time everybody socialized a lot.
Right.
And so he was one of the very first African American realtors that I seen that was like killing
Luxury.
the game in the
Yeah.
luxury industry too.
Market,
So, just shout out Noop. I'm watching you, man. I see what
Yes.
you're doing with the young kings over the young princesses over there, man. You'll keep it up with the dudes, man. And I love how you treat your
Come
wife,
on, man.
Keep
Noops
it
up all
Yeah,
day, man.
all
You
day,
know what it
man.
is. Noops up all day. And I want to ask you the same question, Miss Caldwell.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but believe it or not, when I started to think about like who I wanted to be as a real estate professional, I Googled it. So
Okay. Okay.
when I Googled it, two specific people came up. One person is Tiana Von Johnson, and then the other person is Jay Morrison. So it was so funny because like I was just Googling up like Black real estate brokers, and both of them came up, and I made it a goal to meet both of those individuals, and I have. So that's like been like such a huge achievement for me in my life, just to be able to meet them and actually talk with them. So yeah, those were the two people for me.
Okay.
I
Jay
think-
Jay was in the city. If it's the
I know. I've been to see him so many times,
Yeah.
and I've talked to him already. And
Okay.
I sent him a copy of my book. I've got a dedication in there to him, so he knows what's up. Yeah.
And Larry can speak to this. It's amazing how every guest we've had on the podcast can always pinpoint those inspirations and those mentors and those who provided them the motivation. And this is the last question that I'll ask both of you ladies. When you think about your reach right now, is there anyone that you feel like you're actively serving as a mentor right now? Because you'll be surprised. I asked this question because all of us have nieces, nephews, children, and I think sometimes we undervalue the example that you're setting. So when you think about this, Miss Jami, is that something that you consciously think about as you build your brand and as you present yourself as a businesswoman and professional, that mark you're leaving on those that look to you for mentorship and inspiration?
So I know that I don't directly mentor people, but I do know that I inspire people, especially when I don't even think that I'm being an inspiration, or when I
Right.
think that I'm not doing enough, or when I think that I can always be moving, or I'm not closing deals, or not securing deals as fast as I should. And there are always people who reach out to me via social media, letting me know that they're watching me, or I cannot tell you how many times, how many messages I have to pick my brain, or you're the go-to person, or I just thought about this and I thought about you, and in addition to that, the people that are around me. So I'm always cognizant of how I carry myself, what I put out there on social media. I don't put much. I have 3 little babies, and I love them, and I know people get tired of seeing that, but that's what I, post the most. So you just never know who's watching you.
I want to commend you on the example that you're setting, because of course part of my research into your professional background, I went to your website and checked on and did a Google search and saw all the things, and it's always a real consistent look.
Thank you.
And I love how you're presenting yourself and your brand, so I wanted
Thank
to
you.
commend you with that as well. Same for you, Ms. Caldwell, because I think with your book, you're leaving a lasting legacy that I don't even think that we understand how powerful having something that'll be here way after we're all gone.
Yep.
And there's no shelf life on education, books, or educational materials. So if it's a labor of love, please continue.
Yeah.
I would love to publicly commend you for that work, because there is a lot of work that goes into that. So I want to publicly thank you, because you might not necessarily get all those kudos, but I want you to think about today in those periods where you're like, oh my goodness, is all this work working towards a means? So I want to congratulate you on that as well.
And thank you so much. And Beyonce, she has a line in one of her songs that she says, "My last name gonna be here forever." And that's like my favorite line, because that's what I think of when I think about this book. People like to talk to me about this book, about, you know, sales and things like that. And it's important, and I understand. But for me, I feel like this is a part of my life that's already complete. If I die tomorrow, this has already left a mark. They can put this on my tombstone. They can put author on my tombstone and know that I was here. I actually did something. So that book is more than just something for business. It is part of my legacy. That's something that my children can look and see, like, God, like my mom is an author. Like, that's more meaningful to me than anything.
And we'll always continue to do everything we can to spotlight and bring awareness to any of your material. So please always keep us on board.
And I want to give a quick shout out to Jami, because I don't even think that she knows, but she's actually a person that was very inspirational to me too. I remember when I started looking at real estate agents in the Houston market, your marketing is like the bomb. Like, everything that she puts out is just always super excellent quality. You know, I just even asked her recently, like, who does your shirts? But she does a fabulous job with her marketing. So I've always liked her messaging from the very first time that I saw it. And then in terms of the mentorship question, so again, that's the reason why the reason I'm setting my company up in the model that I said, because not thinking about it at first, now that I have family members that are asking me about certain things, I'm like, you know what, I need to create something that's going to go further than Ramonica Caldwell. So that's why I want to be able to use my business as an opportunity to be able to do that.
Absolutely, you're doing that. And I mean,
and growth is going to continue to come from that.
Absolutely. Mr. Brooks.
Hey, I have nothing for you. We got a bunch of big events going on this weekend, guys. But I tell you what, feel free to go to @Texas Real Estate King and check out my IG page. All of it will be posted there. And for everyone that tuned in, please remember to share. We're on every platform that you could think of: YouTube, Spotify, and it goes on. So thank you so much for tuning in. From the Prime Real Estate Network, myself, Ricardo Davis, and our guest today, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.